Well, you know how like sometimes when we watch trailers we're totally wrong and we're like, oh man, that was actually a really good movie. Sometimes when we watch trailers, we're fucking totally right. What's up YouTube and welcome to another episode of Whiskey Business. My name's Josh.
And I'm Mike.
And we're gonna tell you how drunk you have to get to watch Hellboy.
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Out there's a 5th century sorceress who wants to bring down the curtain on London and the world.
Great. Homework.
Hellboy 2019 is, I'm gonna try to summarize this because this movie is so fucking confusing.
Good luck.
Everything that's happening. Basically, there's like a witch trying to come back to life, but there's also an hour and a half of filler of other random bullshit happening. I don't know, this movie's a fucking disaster. We're not gonna spend this whole time comparing it to the Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman ones.
Because it wouldn't hold a fucking candle to it.
They got the tone right, they got the character right. Ron Perlman was perfect, the directing was perfect, the character, everything was great in those movies. Yeah. We're gonna go judging this on if this was the first Hellboy movie, and it fucking sucks. The positives of this Hellboy. On to the negatives. This movie has so many fucking storylines crammed into this thing, plus a fuck ton of flashbacks just to like tell the backstory of every fucking person that
Justice League!
It's like 1000% side quests for Hellboy. Every fucking 5 minutes, Hellboy is given another side quest to go fight a different monster in a different country for a different goal that has nothing to fucking do with the goddamn main story.
Meanwhile, it's like filler of, Dad, why don't you love me?
Hellboy spends the whole movie angry at his dad because his dad, back in the 40s, went to what he was told was going to be a portal opening to hell, and he had a gun pointed at the hole, and he was going to kill anything that came through it because, again, it was a portal to hell that could have been a giant fucking dragon goat demon spitting fire and fucking laser beams. Hellboy comes up, and he doesn't kill Hellboy. He adopts him, makes him his son, and take care of him. And he's fucking pissed at him for that. No character has any sort of personality. David Harbour playing Hellboy.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks because the writing is absolute garbage. He tries to make jokes that I don't laugh once at any of his humor. You can tell they did most of it in post because a lot of it was when the camera's on the back of his head, and it's just VO of him saying some random shit they thought about months later. Every piece of dialogue is just exposition setting up the next scene. Hey, nice to meet you. By the way, we have to go over here to get this. Okay, cool. Hey, nice to meet you. We have to go over here to be able to fight that guy. Be careful because if she gets this, she's gonna be like, it's fucking exhausting.
Hellboy has so many lines of one-liners that never hit one time. He'll be like, rolling on the ground and just be like, oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. That's the best you got?
This movie had the fucking balls, the fucking cojones,
the fucking balls
to release a video a week ago with everyone talking about how important practical effects were to them, how important makeup and the rubber suits were. Knowing goddamn well this movie had some of the worst CGI I've seen in the last 5 years.
It's like, hey, pay attention to the makeup because the CGI fucking sucks balls.
On top of that, they made this movie R-rated for no reason.
No.
The comics aren't these like superly grotesque fucking violent shit shows of guts and brains. They made this so aggressively violent. Monsters ripping people in half and intestines spraying everywhere and brain matter and people getting impaled on fucking spikes and shit. You guys are just doing this just to do this. It doesn't serve the purpose of the story at all. Hellboy is not about this. They even open the movie. The first shot of this movie is a close-up of a dead corpse getting the eyeball ripped out of it by a crow and a voiceover of Hellboy's dad going, "This is the fucking Dark Ages." Right away, I'm like, you guys fucked this up already. This is the perfect example of a movie when too many fucking people are involved in making it. I guarantee this had a lot of hands in there trying to like, oh no, we should put this in there. This should be in there. It should be a rated R. We should make sure that this monster's there. This monster should be here. We should make sure he goes to this part. Oh, this part of the comic is good. You come out with a jumbled mess of bullshit that makes no fucking sense.
You literally felt lost completely. Like, you had to read all the back issues of the comics because there was so much going on. There were characters that were just coming in and you were like, what the fuck is this?
I imagine the way they wrote this movie is some intern had a stack of all the Hellboy comics. They were walking, trying to get to the elevator. They bumped into someone. They fucking spilled all of them. All the pages went everywhere. Like, oh shit!
Yeah,
and they grabbed them all. They stacked them all together and said, okay, here's your Hellboy comics, sir. Go ahead.
They weren't stapled or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they read through like, okay, so there's a troll and a witch and a fairy, and he goes to Mexico.
Okay.
Oh, and here's King Arthur.
And fairies kidnap babies.
So what does this all mean? I don't know, but the kids love it! And then they made that into a movie. If it isn't obvious enough, I give Hellboy a blackout. This was one of the worst movie-going experiences I've had this year. It'll be on my worst of the year list, I guarantee it. It's making me angry just talking about it. I fucking hate this movie.
For my review, hold on, can I have some of that?
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, there we go. This is a fucking blacked out movie, and it's probably how I'm gonna be for the rest of the day now. If anything, fucking do yourself a favor, go buy a comic book and read that one. You're gonna enjoy it so much more. So much potential, all wasted.
We do, but this is not gonna work, you know, because I'm a Capricorn and you're fucking nuts!
Cheers until next time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Got a lot of funny videos on there from WonderCon.
Twitter and Facebook and our podcast.